position, whatever fret you're playing at will determine the key you're playing in. Second position, same scale, played in a different position relative to the key you're playing. Third position, same scale, you need to find where you're playing it to stay in key. And the fourth position, as you learn these patterns, you'll find what use they have. You can see a chord is within these scales. If you look for it, major or minor chord. Usually the relative minor could be found in the same scale as the major chord. And here is in the key of E, your scale notes. You want to target those notes. It is not including all the notes in the key of E, but only the ones that sound good with the chord. And they call it a pentatonic scale, but there's a major scale and a minor scale, and actually they're both the same thing, but would be played on different positions on your neck. So if you just learn the patterns, we can discuss how to find the root of the chord and determine where to play each pattern by looking for that root. The 1-4-5 chord position would be E, A, B if you're in E. Or as the music you're listening to in the background, it's an A, D, E chord. So we're going A, D, A, E, A, E, A. Root, third, fifth, and seventh. If you're using seventh chords, we have a 4-note scale which works well with seventh chords. And I'll pause on these diagrams. You can refer to this as an arpeggio. And if you learn those patterns, you can play the seventh chord in the form of an arpeggio using only 4 notes. I'm about to have a picture enter the screen, and I'll be quiet.
Go with the pink as your root for the minor pentatonic scale. If you don't want to learn too much,
Indicating the root.
try using the red dot as your root.
For blues.
Or if you like country music, go with the blue dot. There are your target notes, and you can watch this video to
Use the blue dot
see how the 1-4-5 chords
as your
works
root.
with the key
For more
of
melodic
E.
country music.
Most people like to teach in the key of A starting on the 5th fret, but this is E, A, B, 1-4-5, 4 being A, 5 being
The seventh
B.
chords on the diagram are in the key of A. But the scale was in the key of E. The 1-4-5 chord pattern in the key of E was E scale with the notes. You can take any 3 chords, the root, the 4th, and the 5th, and write down the notes for each chord to use as your target. But these are just ordinary patterns you can play by your ear. Technically just hitting the right note by knowing what pattern to use. The A 7th chord has an A, C sharp, E, G natural, 1, 3, 5, 7th, your root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. The root is A, the 3rd is C sharp, the 5th is E, and the 7th flat 7th note is G natural. And that pattern is only using those 4 notes. You can see the A, C sharp, E as you go from A arrows pointing to the root for the A7 chord. The next one below that is a D7, the root being a D, the third being an F sharp, fifth being an A, and the flat seventh would be a C. So if you're playing a D7 pattern, you can find the C note, and it makes it sound like a seventh chord. And there is a blue dot indicating what note is your seventh. Well, that's a third. C on the E string, that's a blue dot there, but on the D string, that's a third. And then finally, the other pattern. We've got 4 patterns, but 3 chords. The E7 chord has a different pattern, but they're all played relatively in the same place over the A chord, around the 5th fret. And for the E7, your index finger would be at the 4th fret. And I didn't number them there, but on the A7 below, you can't see the whole scale, but when you do see it, you see the number of your finger there. There it is. So at the 7th fret, this one is up at the 7th fret, but you start on the low E string with your 4th finger, your pinky, at the 10th fret, and then on the A string use your 2nd finger on the 7th fret. Oh, well, that looks like 8. 7,